Hello, hello, friends. Rebecca here from Unmistakably You. It is a pleasure to see you guys. Welcome to Wedding Wednesday. I'm just getting it set up on Instagram as well. For the first time, we are going to be streaming over there as well. So amazing. Here we go. Thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes to join me tonight. I know that for a lot of us, we are still kind of coming out of the post-holiday fog and kind of getting back to real life, and that is okay. I'm right there with you. I hope you had an amazing holidays and an amazing new year, and that so far this new year is treating you well. I know over here at Unmistakably You, we're getting super excited because while it may not be peak wedding season for us right now, it is starting into wedding show season. So wedding shows are an amazing thing. You've got so many fantastic vendors from your area all under one roof. They're all there showing off what they do and how they can help you. They have their information ready. They're ready to talk to you. It's so exciting to be on this side of things. But what about being on the other side of things? You, our lovely clients, are walking into a room full of very excited, probably very caffeinated, different vendors who are eager to ask you about your day. You are probably going to be asked about 10 million days. Hi, how are you? When's your wedding? It's the most obvious thing we ask because we want to know, when are you getting married? How much help do you need? What's still on your list? You're going to be asked a lot of these questions, and there's so much to see. It can become really overwhelming. But if you go in armed with a few tips, few tricks, few do's and don'ts along the way, you can make it an amazing experience for you and anyone you choose to come with you. And that's actually where I'm going to start my list of things that are do's and don'ts for today. So let's see how we can rock this out. Do's and don'ts when it comes to who you bring with you. I never recommend going to these shows alone. However, there seems to be this idea that the more people you take with you, the better. And I'm going to caution you on this one. I'm not going to say it's an absolute hard do not do it, but maybe slow it down a little bit. I have seen couples who have shown up and they have both sets of parents, all of the siblings, and the entire wedding party with them. That means that as you travel around, you suddenly have, let's say, 10 other people who are asking you questions, who are walking through the aisles with you that are very busy and a little bit crowded to begin with. And you have 10 different opinions before you get to choose what your opinion is on an individual person, product, or service. That can get overwhelming. And suddenly the day starts to become less and less about you and your fiance and a little bit more about what this group thinks it should be. So I would suggest either come with your fiance or maybe one or two trusted people. Maybe you're going to bring both moms. Maybe it's fiance and your maid of honor or man of honor. Maybe it's one close friend that you're going to bring with you who understands what it is you want for your day and supports that vision. You want someone with you who is going to be supportive and patient and just generally amazing, because we want to spend time with amazing people, and are going to help you to feel comfortable as you wander around and talk to all of these very excited strangers. That is tip number one. So be really selective about who you're bringing with you. You don't want to have too large of a group, and you want it to be someone who you know and trust really well and understands what you're looking for your day. Number two, go in with your priorities. Know what is it you're looking for. And if you are at the beginning of your planning stages, going in saying, I'm looking for everything, can be inspiring because you're open to all the ideas, but it can also be really overwhelming. So I caution you to think ahead of time about what are your priorities. What are the things you're most wanting to look for today? Maybe you're wanting to narrow down your photographer choices. Maybe, you know what, the food is really important to me. Maybe you're really at the early stages and you're going, I want to see what options there are for venues where I can do an outside ceremony, but don't have to be outside all day and has a backup plan in case of rain. Having a couple of priorities, I would say no more than 3 going in, is going to help you to focus your time while you're there. If you're anything like me, you're excited to talk to people, but you can get very overwhelmed with the amount of people that want to talk to you and the amount of other couples that are wandering around the event. So do you know what the best time to go and talk to vendors are? If you want to have a quiet one-on-one conversation face-to-face with someone, go during the fashion show. I know a lot of us are like, but I want to see the fashion show. Fantastic thing. Most shows, it happens twice a day. But if you go during the fashion show, the majority of the other couples and attendees will be over watching the fashion show, which means most of the vendors are now available to have quieter, more in-depth conversations with you. This is a key time. Maybe it's not when you do your first lap, but maybe you've picked out a few vendors that you're like, you know what? I want to go back and ask them a question or have a conversation about a particular aspect of what they do or ask their advice on a situation. This is a fantastic time to do it. When the fashion show is happening, or usually in that last hour before the show ends, a lot of people are starting to kind of peter out of the show and things are quieting down. So a lot of vendors will be more available to have a one-on-one conversation with you if you're looking to have that quieter conversation. Now, these are some of the tips that are also over on our blog. I'm going to drop in the comments right now a link to go over and check those out. And then I'm going to go a little bit rogue here. So Amy allowed me to kind of take over the live for tonight to be able to share these tips. And we already have some of these fantastic tips over on the blog. So head on over and check out the tips that are there. But I'm going to give you a couple other really quick tips coming through. We know that a lot of these shows, they are going to be full of different giveaways that you can enter. There are going to be free prizes or freebies, that some things are going to be physical items you could take with you. Yes, this is a great time to bring a reusable bag. Some vendors may have them, but if not, plan ahead. Bring an extra bag. You are going to be handed a lot of pieces of paper and probably some other goodies along the way. But also be ready for the giveaways. Now, in a post-COVID world, I know we don't like to talk about that word, but in a post-COVID world, many of the vendors are still doing a paper-free approach. So make sure that you have your phone fully charged, ready to go to be able to scan codes and enter online for different draws and giveaways. But some people are still taking the paper entries. So if you want to be extra prepared, you can come with slips already made up, whether they're little slips of paper or even peel and stick labels that have your name, your wedding date, your fiance's day, or sorry, fiance's name, my goodness, ready to go so that you have that key information as well as your contact information. You're going to want your phone number and your email address on there. Enter every giveaway. What does it hurt? And you're going to get some of the best things back, because even if you don't win that giveaway, you're probably going to get some very valuable information from that vendor in a less confusing, less overwhelming environment. So that's tip number one. Enter everything. Come prepared. Be ready to write. Be ready to scan with your phones, and be able to enter everything. The other key thing you're going to bring with you, I thought I had one beside me, but I don't. That's okay. Have a pen handy. A pen or Sharpie, whichever you're more comfortable with, handy and ready to go. You are going to be handed a lot of pieces of paper. And when you get home, you're going to get those pieces of paper out and go, crap, which photographer was this? So as you go through, instead of getting home with a massive bag full of papers and flyers and brochures that all look really pretty, but really overwhelming, and you don't know where to start, as you get handed things from vendors, if it is a vendor that you like and you want to revisit their work, maybe set up a meeting, come back to talk to them later, you're going to take that pen or that marker, and you're just going to put a little star in the top corner. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that, but it means when you go home afterwards, instead of staring at that bag full of paperwork, full of overwhelm that you left on probably the kitchen table or maybe on the corner of the floor, you can take it home, dump it out, sort the piles. You've got your stars and your non-stars, and you know this smaller pile of stars, when you're ready to sit down and do some planning, this is where you want to start, because these were the ones that made an impression on you, whether it was their work, something they said, or their personality as you met them. That's one of the best ways to be able to keep it simple when you get home. So that's 5 tips for you tonight on some of the do's and don'ts for going to the wedding show. If you are here with me, feel free. If you have questions about wedding shows, drop them in the comments. I am happy to answer them live. Or if I miss them while we're on the live, drop them in there and we will be back in the comments. But we are super excited to see you there. We will be there at the Unmistakably You booth. Amy will be with us all weekend with some of our other planners coming in and out at different times of day. So whether you are a current bride, you are a future couple that is getting married, bride, groom, whatever titles you would like to use, we would love to see you. We would love to say hello. And even if you're a past client, please come by and say hello. We'd love to see you. We will be there all day. We are there 11 till 5 on Saturday and 11 till 4 on Sunday. And we can't wait to see you, to answer your questions, to hopefully help you out. And there might be one of those giveaways happening in our booth. Just saying. Maybe even a special promotion of some sort. So you're not going to want to miss out. Come and join us at the RBC Centre, formerly the Convention Centre, for the London Bridal Expo this weekend. And keep an eye out on our social media. We'll be sharing what other shows we will be at. This is not the only one we're doing, but it is the first, and we are excited. And if you're walking the aisles, I will not be in the Unmistakably You booth officially. I'll definitely be in there at some points, but stop by and say hi. We would love to see you guys. We want to support you. We want to cheer you on in your planning and to find what ways we can help you out, whether that's with full planning, day of coordination, a studio rental for a shower. Maybe you're looking for a elopement style wedding, or maybe you want a micro wedding. We have all the different options and even some planning workshops to help take the stress off and bring it from stressful back to joyful, the way wedding planning should be, so that you can start building a marriage instead of just a wedding day. We can't wait to see you guys there. Make sure you hop over on the blog, check out those other tips, and we will see you this weekend. Have a great night, guys. Till next Wedding Wednesday.